Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Good afternoon. Hello. Hi. What's up? How are you all today? Is your day going well? Is it going better than yesterday? Yes? Well, that's good. And what about this morning? Did your alarm clock wake you with a shock? Or were you already starting to wake up when the alarm started? Did you reach your hand out and gently press the button to stop the alarm? Or did you wake with a start and hit the alarm clock really hard? Perhaps you're one of those people who have trouble getting up in the morning, like Mr. Twait, the general manager of Guest House Paradiso. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm happy to say that when I wake up, it's not as dramatic as that. Jesus! Imagine waking up like that every day. Ooh, that's not a nice, peaceful way to start the day at all. Okay, well, moving swiftly along, let's just see how the animals are. We need to check on John B. Watson's attitude. I mean, we all know that the animals can be, well, what's the best word we can think of? Well, irritating is a bit strong, isn't it? What about troublesome? I don't know. That seems almost as bad as irritating. Irritating is too strong. I don't know. I mean, most of the time, the animals are a source of fun and pleasure. But last week, it was last week, wasn't it? Well, the animals were a bit of a handful, weren't they? Gusti dribbled on Ivan's lunch, Margot knocked over Ivan's coffee, and somehow some of Nigel's fur got into Ivan's sandwich. That's not very nice, is it? I think that's the best word, the best adjective we can find to describe the animals when they're in a playful mood. We say that they're a bit of a handful. This means that they're not impossible to control. But, well, they take up all of our energy when we try to control them. It's the same with small children, isn't it? You put them down in one place, turn around, and they've gone. And then you have to run after them, catch them, put them down in another place, and then you turn around again, and they've gone. They're not there. Now they're on the other side of the room, so you have to run after them again. All of this is very tiring, and we say that the child is a bit of a handful. Okay, now although the animals can be a bit of a handful, normally the relationship between us and the animals and between Ivan and his team and the animals is very good. Everyone is a member of this big, happy family, and we all get along with each other. The only problem is John B. Watson. He's filling in for Ivan, while Ivan is on holiday in Siberia. And John hasn't developed a good relationship with the animals. Well, at least yesterday, the way John B. Watson spoke about the animals, and the way he referred to them, the things he called them, it suggested to me that the relationship needs a bit of work. Well, it's possible that things have changed since yesterday. Let's find out. John B. Watson, are you there? Ah, there you are, John. Good to see you. And may I just ask, how are the animals today?
We got off on the wrong foot yesterday, but we talked it over and now everything's fine.
Ah, well, that's better, isn't it? Now the animals and the dead classical psychologist are getting on like a house on fire. Great. John has made friends with Gusti, Margot and Nigel. Great. That means that we can all sleep better tonight. We don't have to worry about a fight between the animals and the classical psychologist. All right. So things are going very well today. Okay then, let's get on with the show. So, where were we? What were we doing? What's the last thing we were talking about? Oh, of course. I remember. We saw some of the bench fields in the fruit and veg section of the supermarket, didn't we? Yes. Alfredo, John and Doreen were selecting vegetables that the family needed, weren't they? They put some tomatoes, potatoes, carrots, broccoli, celeriac and cauliflower into the trolley. We learned that John hates Brussels sprouts. I know just how he feels. I hate Brussels sprouts. But thankfully, normally, the only time people have Brussels sprouts is at Christmas. That's how you can tell it's really Christmas.
Excuse me, this. There you are. And help yourself to sprouts.
Oh, no, not sprouts.
Sprouts. So it is Christmas then.
Okay, so now that they've brought some fruit and veg, I wonder where they're going to go now. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Okay, let's get cracking. We've got loads of shopping to do. I'm with you, Dad. Let's get away from all these strange green things. Hang on, hang on. What? Why? We're finished here, aren't we? Finished? I don't think so. Why? What else do we need? Fruit! We've got fruit. Look, there, apples. 2 types of apples. In fact, green ones and red ones. That's not enough. Doctors recommend that you get 5 portions of fruit and veg every day. So, we need to make sure that we've got a selection of fruit. Oh, okay. But can we please hurry up? Please! We've got loads of shopping to do, and we've got to find Tim and Lizzie too. I trust you, and I especially trust your judgment on things like fruit and veg. I tell you what, I'll leave the trolley here with you and John while I go and try to find your brother and sister. They must be around here somewhere, okay? All right, come on, John. But Dad... Cork it, John. This is not the time for whinging and complaining. Help your sister. I've got bigger fish to fry. Oh, okay. Thanks, John. Now, listen to Doreen. She knows her onions when it comes to fruit and veg. She knows what she's talking about. So, listen to her and do what she tells you. Okay? Okay. Come on, Doreen. Let's make a start. All right. Well, they're starting to make progress, aren't they? I mean, it's not really progress. They're still moving very slowly, but at least they're starting to use their heads. Alfredo realized that they weren't moving quickly enough, so he tried to get the kids to move out of the fruit and veg section into another aisle of the supermarket. Unfortunately, Doreen pointed out that they didn't have enough fruit. Although Alfredo and John thought that they had enough, Doreen pointed out that doctors say you should get 5 different types of fruit and veg every day. So they need more fruit so that they can all have a selection of fruit and veg at home. Okay, now the verb Doreen used was the verb to recommend, which is a verb which means to suggest something, to propose something as a good idea, to say that this thing is suitable. When doctors recommend something, they mean this. I am a doctor. I went to university. I understand your body. I know what will make you healthy. So, if you want to be healthy, or if you want to become healthier, then listen to what I say and do what I tell you to do. We often see the idea of a recommendation when we're thinking about advice. If you go into a computer shop and talk to a salesperson about a new computer, they'll ask you what you want it for. Are you planning to play computer games on it? Do you need it for your work? Is your work word processor based? Do you need the computer for editing videos? All of the questions help the salesperson find out what sort of computer they think you need. After that, when they have all of the information, they can make a recommendation. They can recommend a computer for you. But it's all just advice. They're telling you what they think would be best for you. But even so, you can still buy whichever computer you fancy, even if they don't recommend that computer. It's your money, it's your life, it's your choice. In the same way, we can ask people to recommend someone to us. In this case, it's exactly the same as asking someone for advice. Now, look at this picture of Pierce Brosnan. Nice hair, don't you think? Say, for example, that Pierce Brosnan is walking down the road in Peru, and suddenly he meets a llama. This llama who is having a bad hair day. So, what do you think the llama is going to ask Pierce? That's right. The llama is probably going to say, "Excuse me, can you recommend a good hairdresser?" And that question is the same as asking if this person knows a good hairdresser, if this person has information about a good hairdresser who can help the llama. And of course, Pierce is a very helpful man, and he knows a lot of hairdressers all over the world, even in Peru. So he'll probably recommend a hairdresser to the llama, and the next day the llama will look like this. Magic! A fashionable llama haircut. What a stylish, chic, hip, groovy llama. That's a llama that everyone will be watching. All right then. So what else did we hear in the conversation between Alfredo, John and Doreen? Well, there was one very interesting phrase in there, wasn't there? When Alfredo was talking to Doreen about the fact that she knows everything there is to know about fruit and veg, he said that she knows her onions. Well, that's a fairly odd thing to say, isn't it? She knows her onions. Blimey, what's that all about, eh? Well, this is an English phrase that the British use, and it just means that someone is very knowledgeable about a certain subject. If you know everything about films, then you know your onions on the subject of films. That's all. If your sister knows everything about how to make Italian bread, then you can say that she knows her onions on Italian bread. Which sounds a bit of a strange sentence, but it's perfectly correct. All right. Just as Pierce Brosnan knows his onions on where to get a good haircut in Peru, we're going to meet up tomorrow afternoon to help you learn more about English so that you know your onions about English. Yes, it's that time again. The lesson has come to an end and it's time for us to go. So remember to have a great afternoon and evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow, where we'll have another look at how the Benchfield shopping saga is progressing. I recommend that you watch tomorrow's show, and the one after that, and the one after that, etc., etc. I also recommend that you check out the M5 website, www.m5tv.hu. That's the place where you can catch up with some of our old lessons, and that's where we keep the vocabulary lists. If you want to know your onions about English, check out the website. Okay, folk, I'll see you all tomorrow. Have fun, have fun, have fun, and enjoy yourselves. See you later. Bye.